How would JJK's best swordsman fare against the lower moons in Demon Slayer? Let's talk about it. But first, I said JJK's best swordsman. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. Alright, first of all, shout out to the anime curator for asking me this today, and he wanted to know Daido versus the lower moons. So let's talk about it. And the first thing I want to get out of the way is that we are just going to equalize these verses here, because whenever you have a cross-verse matchup, it can get contentious. They aren't scaled the same way, right? So to have fun with this, let's just assume they're equal. We won't assume their stats are equal, but the scaling is equal, if that makes sense. And the next thing we need to talk about is that we largely don't know about most of the lower moons, right? Because they were all just kind of fodderized by Muzan. But we know a couple, and I think that's good enough to help us get our answer here. And our answer is that Daido destroys because he exists in a higher dimension. That's right, in JJK, Demon Slayer was referenced, even the first form water surface slash, which means in JJK, Demon Slayer exists as a manga, whereas Daido is a three-dimensional human, right? There's no contest here. But in all seriousness, Daido is built different. His swordsmanship is on an entirely different level. He's just a normal human, okay? He's not even a sorcerer in JJK, and yet he had the skill to become an incarnated player in the Culling Games because he was a brutally unmatched swordsman. And when he picked up a blade, it overwhelmed everyone in the vicinity. They weren't sensing cursed energy or anything like that. They were sensing the absolute lethality he possesses when he holds a sword. His senses are so fine-tuned, he has perception that's comparable to a heavenly restricted user because he says, oh, I can't see it, yes, but if I can see everything else besides it, isn't that the same thing as seeing it? Basically implying that he can perceive like the disturbances in the air pressure and the temperature around him and is able to perceive it based on that negative space. And not only that, but reacts to it and combat it in real time based on those perceptions. So in my opinion, Daido's swordsmanship level would be comparable to Yoriichi. Like that's the amount of aura he possesses with a blade. And that's not to say that Daido would be capable of what Yoriichi was capable of within the Demon Slayer verse, but just when compared to their swordsmanship, both of them are on like that next level. And since we don't have much to pull from with the lower moons, but we did see what Gyo did to Rui, I think Daido could easily do this as well. So if we're giving him the Soul Split Katana, I think that's going to be as good as a Nichiren Blade in Demon Slayer, and I'm giving this to Daido. But if we don't give him the Soul Split, or we don't give him a Nichiren Blade, he's just not going to be able to keep up. They'll just heal through and eventually wear him out.